Hi everyone. Welcome to the virtual video course, Enter the Zohar. I'm Wellman. I'll be your professor for the duration. This is not your average course, and this is not your average book. If you're here because you feel, you think, you wish there was something more to life, you're in the right place. If you're starting to sense alienation between you and other people, between you and the environment, within your family, between you and what used to satisfy you, perfect. If you're scared that nobody has a clue about how to handle the floods, the hurricanes, the oil spills, the wars, and the hatred, and on and on and on, that's why we're here. There's a book. It's titled The Book of Radiance. That's in English. In Hebrew, it's called Sefer HaZohar. It's 2,000 years old, and get this. It was written specifically for this time, for the first generation that would one day wake up in a cold sweat and realize that the entire world is connected. We're one living, breathing whole. Pinch yourself. You're alive. You made it. You're a bona fide first-generation member. You made it. It's time to open up this book and shine some of its radiance on the system that's connecting us and how it works. We're not going to need pencils or notebooks, just an open mind. And for those of you fortunate enough to have one, please open up your heart. What is the Book of Zohar? Why is it important to us now? And how is it going to help us? Let's cut to the chase. Here's what we know. For centuries, the Zohar has been considered to be the most important, powerful book of Western mysticism, said to hold the secrets of the universe and all of the heavenly realms. Mapping the worlds of angels and demons and celestial beings, it's filled with fantastical parables, odd references, and strange stories extracted from the Torah and the Bible, in which it comments, pointing to a hidden code, which if properly understood unlocks the secrets of life itself. Yes, a very mysterious work indeed, sure. Because it's mysterious, it's raised suspicions in some who are afraid its content and purpose are far more nefarious. It's the world's first occult conspiracy, a dark cabal. Hidden instructions on how to control the world, a source of power to the secret societies, the Masons, the Jews, the Vatican, who manipulate political, economic, and social structures, seducing the masses with childish biblical fantasies in order to enslave us so they can keep their royal lifestyles intact and prevent us from accessing the meaning and purpose of life. So, to some it's a sacred mystical force beyond understanding to be respected and revered, and to others it's a not so understood power to be used by some for their own deepest, darkest aims. They're both right. They both don't understand it, and that's how your brain sees it, because we don't understand anything about how nature works in people. We know a little bit about the laws of quantum physics, astrophysics, biology, geology, but as far as our place goes in the system, our desires, our emotions, our connections, how it works with that, I mean, look at your lives. Look at the world. I don't think so. But both are right to believe it contains something great about the purpose and meaning of our lives, and it's hidden from us. So let's just put all of our assumptions and fears on hold. Let's start from there. Okay, so why Bible stories? And why are those writings the most ingrained cultural influence of the last 3,500 years? The source of the major Western religions, you know, each one thinks the other two have it wrong. Why are most of the world's laws and moral codes built around it? How come following them hasn't made a world that works? I mean, if it doesn't really make sense to us, and it doesn't line up with our modern science, and it isn't working the way it's supposed to, then why does it capture our imagination with such a deep hold on these feelings of right and reverence and mystery? Why do we think it's about the truth? Because it is, but we're not. Its meaning, though it's precious and transcendent, it's hidden from us by the current state of our own nature, which, by the way, is also hidden from us. Look at it. Biblical influence is so interwoven into the fabric of our world, not depending on whether or not you believe it, not depending on whether or not you believe in God or you don't believe in God, but because its writings actually do clothe some general law of reality that interacts with our desires and our thoughts in some kind of special way. And this interplay has built and operated the human level of existence. Yeah, that's why we see it everywhere. It appears as though it's outside of us, but it's not. The Zohar is a true wonder, and perhaps the world's greatest work of, it has accurate data on physical cosmology and historical forecasts that predate events and discoveries by thousands of years. But its timeless genius is that it's a work not of art, not of science, but of purpose. And our inability to see it for what it is because maybe just maybe, our idea of what a book is just doesn't apply. Here. There is a great, and as far as we're concerned, totally imperceivable force that makes Kabbalistic books not books at all. They are, and the Zohar is, the actual structure of nature. It's a system of laws that flow down in a chain of cause and effect from a single, simple law in nature in order to direct this world. For the Kabbalists, the people of the book who wrote the Zohar and the Bible on which it comments, the term book. A book refers to the ability to access the mechanism and purpose of being, a method of transforming ourselves to make our nature come into balance with the underlying nature of existence, to penetrate that, and to begin to engage in it as though we bend back the book's covers and turn the world inside out so that you and I and the cosmos and the force that connects it all are the words of the book with no covers, and there's nothing outside of the story. Right now, whether we like it or not, we're being pushed by evolutionary forces to enter an interconnected, interdependent world. This is an entirely new level of existence where we have to reach a conscious connection to nature's underlying laws. The Zohar is the exact opposite of our dominant intention and why we want what we want. This is what the Kabbalists identify as corporality, our world, the desire to want for myself more. Much more than I want for anyone else. It's what we call egoism. But the why of the spiritual or holy books, the very thought they were constructed from, is the inverse quality. The will to bestow unconditionally, without a shred of self-consideration. Real loving, pure giving. We need that answer now. And it gives it to us from the point of view of what we're going to be, rather than from what we've been. In a language that seems puzzling and ancient, but really it's the expression of a future that we can't perceive, because right now, for the time being, we're nothing like it. What it has to give us is meant for everyone, but you can't just jump in and read it. Its language doesn't come from the mind, and it's not made for the mind. It's made to be realized by a great desire and a passionate heart. It's like the heart of a child when he first discovers this world. He's soaking up everything. He's feeling opposite forces that compel him to grow. He feels hot, he feels cold, he feels light, he feels dark, pleasure and pain, a relentless desire to try again. He plays and he mimics until he reaches that balance, not in his intellect. I mean, what mind does a baby use when he learns to walk? Considering that we're inwardly opposed to it, we don't know how it works or how to live it, we need a method of growing into this beautiful but seemingly impossible future of perfection the Zohar is putting us in touch with. Yeah. Zohar equals the complete, unified system of connections governed by a single, all-encompassing law, which is opposite to my nature. Equals nothing is excluded from the system or external to it. Equals the story is life with no end. Equals demanding to be changed by the intention behind everything in the system. Equals a means of becoming inwardly identical to the single governing law of love. Equals the creation of a real world that works inside and out. Simple, right? With the spirit of high adventure, anything is. It's going to take a bit of preparation, experiencing some new perceptions, unlearning some old ones, and seeing for yourself bit by bit what's what, and that will point you to the right attitude. And once you've got that, you can enter the Zohar. And that's precisely what this video series is going to help you do. Don't worry, you're not going to need to study, but you've got to learn. Our next class will be above time and space. We'll see you there when you have the desire. See you then. Oh, the left and right doors are locked. You'll have to take the middle.